Hey there. All right, how many times have you said this to yourself? I give so much to everybody else that there is nothing left for me. I am burnt to a crisp by the end of the day. I'm totally worn out because I am there for everybody else every minute of every single day. I've got nothing left. And then when I'm burned out and I need help, I don't have anybody else I can count on. I don't have anybody else that I can reach out to that can be there to support me in the way I need. And a lot of times we've actually set ourselves up for that. Yeah. I'm going to talk about that. But I am Dr. Beth Westie, women's health and hormone expert. And one of the things that I talk about when I work with women in a more one-on-one setting are things like this. This is important. It is important to realize that you have burned yourself out, right? That you have put yourself in a position where you are the only one who can do all the things, be everywhere, all of that, all the stuff, right? And you're like, this is how things happen, but this is how things function. If I'm not there to do it, it's not going to get done. If I'm not there to do it, people won't get the support they need. People won't get the help that they need. I know. But a lot of times you get stuck and pigeonholed in this position because you can't see the forest from the trees. And because you got into this place, the same thought process that got you there is not the same thought process that you're going to have to get you out. That's why you're still stuck there, because you can't see the way out. The way out is taking care of your health, taking care of your body, taking care of your hormones, which is what we look at and do. So I'm going to put a link here in the comments below for you to learn more about how to work with me in a one-on-one setting. Get hormone testing, GI mapping, genetic testing, see exactly where your system's at, see exactly what your body needs, and then really target things from there. No more guesswork, no more messing around, just going after it 100% and knowing what your system needs, right? That's the biggest thing. Because when you don't have time to spare, right? When you don't have anything left for you, you don't have any wiggle room to just wait and see if something works. Or I hope this is going to be helpful for me now, but there's no more wiggle room for that. You need something that's going to give you answers and lead you in the right direction now. And that's what we do. So when there's nothing left for you, I want you to realize that to get to this point is not something that you did on your own, right? This is not something that you just like randomly stumbled upon, or you're like, oh, this sounds great, that I'm going to completely physically exhaust myself every day and burn myself out and all this stuff, right? Right? And I would love, put it in the comments, because I do check the comments. I do read all your comments. I would love to know if you're feeling like this, especially now, this time of year, where you're feeling like, okay, we got to go here. I got to do this. I got to get that for this person. I got to be here for this. I got to work extra hard. Oh, yeah, I have a holiday, but that means I have to get just the same amount of work done in a shorter amount of time. Right? Anybody else feeling that right now? Right? Let me know. Is it just the holiday season, or is this sort of like par for the course for you? Yeah. So to get to this point, realize that you wouldn't walk this path on your own. You didn't just decide that this is how you wanted your life to be. Like, oh, I would love to feel exhausted and stretched thin every day. That sounds great. No. Here's how we end up there. We were trained by, I'm going to write something down here, and I don't want anybody to take this personally, because this is a statistical fact, right? You were trained most by, I'm going to put guardians. You were trained most by guardians, right? You were trained to be a person that is emotionally responsible for other people's feelings, to be emotionally responsible for their outcomes. So therefore, you will stretch yourself so thin to the point, because then you are, in charge then of how others feel. So you walk into a room and take a pulse and make sure that you know, okay, if that person's not doing okay, I need to help lift them up. I need to help be there for them. And because you were trained by somebody you were brought up by. This could be a parent. It could be a significant, person in your life when you were growing up, a family member, an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent. It could be a coach. It could be, a influential person like that, a member of the church that you were close with, that had some type of guidance for you as you were, as you were growing. And you were trained this way by somebody, right? This is just how you were like, oh, this is the role you need to fill in this scenario. This is what you're going to do. Okay. Then this was reinforced. This is reinforced then by some type of relationship. Now this can be friendships. This can be a significant other, romantic relationships. Yeah. And then you get pigeonholed and stuck, right? And then what happens is that this becomes then your neural pathways. Your brain neurons, the neurons in your brain connect together and wire together, so that's what you expect to have happen all the time. And if this doesn't happen, then it seems odd to your system, your brain. Then if it doesn't happen, your brain sees it as something going wrong. So for example, again, I'm going to throw out examples here. Perhaps you grew up in a household where your mother was very, she struggled herself. She struggled with her own self-image and projected that onto you. So you had to be, look a certain way, or she pressured you to, be a certain weight or something like that. And then you were like, okay, so my looks are important because I am representing my mother here in this fashion. So I need to look good. So it was like, I have to work out a ton and look this way. Okay. And then you get into a relationship. So you're kind of, running yourself into the ground for this other person. You get into a relationship, one of your first boyfriends, or significant others. That's a really, important relationship, formative relationship for you. And it's the same type of thing. This person expects the same thing for you. They have self-esteem issues. So they expect you to be this trophy girlfriend or something, right? For them. And then that puts you in that position of being this person. I'm going to look this way or be this way for them, right? Not for you, for them. But then you get it in your brain like, I'm going to always make sure that they're feeling okay. I'm going to make sure that they're doing good. That if they have a tough day, I'm there for them. But at the end of the day, then where does that leave you? That leaves you as a person who sets yourself on fire to keep other people warm. Now, how many times have you guys felt like that? Again, put it in the comments. How many times have you been like, yeah, especially now, especially this time of year, I have set myself on fire to keep other people warm. And then at the end of the day, I am burnt to a crisp and I've got nothing left for me. I've got nothing left to plan my day for the next day to be successful for me. I wake up and I'm exhausted. I wake up and I'm already run down by the next morning. That does not lead you to a place to continue success. And especially if you're looking at having, I want to set New Year's resolutions and all these other things. Great. But if you're continuing these same patterns, you're not going to be able to move ahead. The first thing is to realize that this is a pattern that is in your brain. Realize that it's there and then work on breaking it. So what does your best self look like? What does your healthiest self look like? If you don't have a picture in your head or don't have specific words to describe what that is, that's what you should work on and work towards. And then whenever you start to feel that pressure, that stress of everything else, or feel like I am totally run down at the end of the day, where did you get off path here? Where were you not your best self that day? Where were you setting yourself on fire to keep other people warm? Because that is the thing to focus on. Not setting a new goal of working out harder or anything else. It's looking at where you were trained and where this was reinforced and where this is still showing up in your current life. That's the thing to focus on to change. So, like I said, these are things that we work on because it's so important for you to spend this much time and effort and energy working on your nutrition, working on your exercise, working on your overall health. But if you're not paying attention to how you got to this place, you're not going to be able to navigate out and stay out. So that's why we talk about this stuff. This is why I address it in my program. So again, go in the comments, learn more about how to work with me. I also have more information on how to eat for your hormones in your cycle in the book, The Female Fat Solution, and then my book, The Female Menopause Solution. These are both on Amazon. This is if you're in perimenopause or menopause, tons of great resources there. And then I also have my YouTube channel, which is Dr. Beth Westie. Subscribe to stay updated on everything I have coming out, as well as my podcast is The Female Health Solution. And then I also have my tinctures for your hormones. This one is for estrogen, this one's for progesterone, that you take days 1 through 14 and days 15 through 28 to help maintain hormonal balance and maintain your system overall. So that is what I've got for you guys today. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to cover, but also I would love to hear your feedback on this, and if you had a light bulb go off while I was talking about this. If you're like, oh, I did that the other day. I set myself on fire. I drove 2 hours to help a friend, this and that, when I really have all this other stuff I have to do, and now I get home and my list is that much longer and I'm that much more tired and I can't take care of it. Right? You're trained that way. So that's what I got for you tonight. Let me know if there's anything else. Otherwise, have a great night, and I will see you later.